2, 1.
Hello everyone, and welcome back again to Potterthon 9. And today we are having the title with Duofecta PS1 Any Percent, and of course with him we are having a commentator, Tia, again giving you words.
Hello.
Yeah, hello everyone. Next up is PS1 Duofecta Any By. I'm ready. I give a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I will be commentating. I am qualified, so don't
There
worry.
was nothing about the starry skies
This will be
at
an
night
any
to suggest
percent
that
Duofecta,
strange
which
and
means playing
mysterious
Harry
things
Potter
would
1,
soon be
and then
happening.
straight after 1, it will
As
be Harry
unsuspecting
Potter 2.
muggles slept,
They're both
a
any percent,
huge
so
motorbike
we're
with a
looking at
giant
around
astride
3
it
hours-ish,
tumbled
sub
down from
3
the
hours, so
darkness.
if you want to go
The
grab a little
giant,
snack,
named
maybe
Hagrid,
some tea or
left a
coffee,
blanket-wrapped
and sit
bundle
back
on the
and
doorstep
relax.
of number 4, Privet Drive. Nestled in the bundle was a baby, Harry Potter. The boy who lived.
So while we're having a
For the
time
next
with this
11 years,
cutscene,
Harry
as
lived with
always
his
I would
dreadful
like to
step-parents, the
again
Dursleys.
talk about the Trevor
Until
Project.
that
So what
fateful
is this?
day
It's a
when he
leading suicide
received the letter
prevention and
inviting
crisis
him to
intervention
attend
organization
Hogwarts
for
School
lesbian,
of
gay,
Witchcraft and
bisexual,
Wizardry.
transgenders,
Hagrid
queer,
took Harry to
and other
Diagon Alley
members of
to purchase a most unusual list of
LGBTQ
school
community.
supplies.
Hurts one
Soon
nice
after, Harry caught the Hogwarts
young
Express
people.
from platform 9
So
and
they
3/4
have,
and left the Muggle
they've
world
been working
far
to save
behind.
young
Harry
people's
sat
life by
beneath the sorting
providing
hat,
support
hoping
that is
that he would not
24
be
hours
chosen for
and
Slytherin
7
House over
days a
Gryffindor.
week.
Not Slytherin, eh?
Throughout
Said the
phone
hat in his
lines,
ear.
chat,
You could be
texts, and
great.
other sites
It's all
like
here in your
Trevor
head,
Space.
and
And
Slytherin
of
will
course
help
they're
you on your way to
providing a
greatness.
public education and engage
Well, if you're sure,
in
better be
advocacy effect and developer research. So a really nice company saves a lot of life during the crisis every day, and I hope you'll be continuing supporting them. So far we have like a really good amount of money gathered for them, and of course a lot of stuff happening. Don't forget to check out
Welcome to
many things,
Hogwarts
including
School of
our
Witchcraft and
insensitives,
Wizardry.
if
I am
there are
Albus
some left, of
no,
course.
Oh,
Like we had for HP2 Jumpless with McGonagall Fall, and of course for Hogwarts Legacy, the house one. That's only the example of insensitive we had in the past. So I hope you'll
Hey,
be
Harry,
supporting
remember me?
other honors
Ron
and
Weasley?
other
That slime.
insensitives
I think it was your...
to change their run. Okay, I'm done. If you have something to say, of course, go for it.
Thank you.
Come on, Harry.
Yeah, no, don't
Well,
forget
well,
to donate,
I'm
everyone.
Dredge,
It's
looking
for a
for
really good
Go-Homes.
cause. So right
He's a
now we're
nasty
going
pig.
to
Ask Griffin.
do a thing called Ron Skip, where we're just going to walk around him.
Come on, Harry.
We
Let's
get to
go.
climb up onto the side bit, and that triggers one less cutscene.
Follow
So
me.
as you see, Tigo did that. This first few minutes in the game, we're
jump.
just going to try and avoid run as much as we can. So right here, Tigo is going to do a ledge grab here, and we avoid talking to run. With that cutscene, we normally have to run back. We have to watch run back, and we don't want to do that because we're speedrunners.
Fair. So yeah, we actually have some more insensitive as I remember, and insensitive is for British World Cup, for team-specific moves, so goal, and some bid wars, if you are interested, of course. Okay, now I'm going to the silence mode.
So the tutorial is a massive place where we can save some time and do some really cool tricks. When we get past the snail area, we'll be going up against a block area where we have to push a block. Tigo will only hit this block one less time than we're meant to, so then he'll get a ledge grab. It's also cool if we get the dancing rat in the cutscene, so pray for the dancing rat. It doesn't do anything, but it's fun.
Yeah, just funky little trick. Not the trick, but RNG thingy.
Oh, we didn't get him. Oh.
Aww. Big sage. So, small questions, small question rather than questions. So, original PC Harry Potter having animations depending on
No, don't skip.
sage. They're
I know,
having like
now I'm trapped. I've
depends
lost my
on
use the arm.
how grabbed you difference animation and land. Does PS1 have one like this?
So the animation. So
Lever is a-
we don't
There.
actually have a button to jump. So we do have animations for just like ledge grabs. When he jumps to the floor, he will like kind of do some parkour and bend his knees.
Parkour.
Sorry if I tune in here real quick, but we're getting some reports that the game may actually still be a bit too loud, so if possible at any, like during a cutscene or something, if you could turn it down a bit, Tigo, would be great. Thank you.
Oh no!
It's okay.
I see you rest. Hi,
We'll
nice
see
to
on
meet
stream,
you.
but I think it's good. Thank
Come
you.
on, Harry.
Okay, so after we talk to Ron, we're going to avoid Ron again when we go into Madam Hooch's tutorial on how to ride a broom. We just cut corners and we sneak behind him. It's literally just skipping Ron all the time.
Wow, I'll show you where the.
Or wrong.
Yeah, we don't like Ron in this game. We want to avoid him as much.
Just freaking bully Ron percent.
So there we go. We just skipped
Madam
Ron there
Hook,
just
where's
by
the
hugging that
Steal
wall.
broom first.
Ooh. Skipped Ron again.
So during flight tutorials, there's not much going on. We just have to fly through the hoops. We don't have to collect any of the beans in any percent
Excellent tech.
because we don't need anything.
The next test,
In
fly through. Ready,
100%,
Potter?
we actually only collect one color of the beans, and that's blue, because that's the only thing that counts towards 100%. Another fun thing about this is making Madam Hooch go, whoa! So hopefully we get some of that as well.
Yeah, that sounds
Would be
good.
nice. Now we are just hoping for this funky little thingy. And this graphics,
Well
I missed it so much.
Ready for a tough as before.
Now we
on my
just need
whistle.
to find PS1 Hagrid.
Oh, don't worry, PS1 Hagrid will be coming up soon.
Yay! Prepare your PS1 Hagrid emote, people. I have already did that. Yeah, the flying looks so far just really straightforward. You just do stuff, and there are no really funky tricks
Yeah,
or
it
something to
actually...
commentate.
Oh, it's okay. It's actually a little bit hard to get
Well
used to
done,
because the flying is like inverted.
You've mastered. Now run along.
And then you try and cut corners to try and get the rings early, and sometimes you may
Hi,
cut
Harry.
them a little bit
No,
too
I
sharp.
am not.
There is actually something
Harry. She's
interesting
rather-
with the rings if you do no major skips or 100%. If you finish Madam Hooch with a certain amount of rings missed, it automatically unlocks a door later in the game. We don't actually know why, it just does that. So if you're bad at Madam Hooch, it might make up in the late game if you're speedrunning.
Wow. When you're bad, but the game says, yeah, I love bad people.
So right here we're going to skip another student. Luckily this student is not Ron. We just avoid talking to him by just walking around that rug there. Now we're coming up to the table section, and this is RNG in some way. The tables go up and down. And sometimes if you're at the lowest point, you might miss grabbing one of the future tables.
You must be Harry. Welcome.
Interesting.
Watch my
And
compete.
yeah, you
Now
skip
you
the,
try. Get
the
ready.
last one. Oh my lord, Fleetwith.
That was good.
Oh god.
Excellent.
So with
Perfect.
this, we do get phantom inputs in all of the learning spells.
That was
So
good.
occasionally it will come up to
Excellent.
triangle. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, sometimes we just get phantom inputs at the start of
Well
these spell
done,
learning things.
Potter.
Feels HP2, man.
Now listen. A charm.
And I think this is Vincartium Leviosa
Yep.
spell learning
Press the
challenge.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh,
Wingardium
I
Leviosa.
remember this game. For some reason because I never played it.
Well done.
But yeah, the graphics look so funky in it.
Yo, this is the better Harry Potter 1 game. I'm gonna say it here. This is the better Harry Potter 1 game. The PlayStation has the best one.
Dear Harry, you can get Potter.
Okay, and now first Malfoy fight.
Oh yeah, the fighting Malfoy. I think you're capable of skipping him.
So we have the Cracker fight with Malfoy. We can kind of manipulate Malfoy into going where we want him to go, so we can hit him faster. There's 3 stages to this fight, so he brings in Crab and Goyle. First of all, you fight him, and then he brings in the other guys. We do like a kind of manipulation, which you'll see here now.
Wingardium
Oh my lord,
Leviosa.
you're not skipping Malfoy in PS1,
No.
right? I
We
forgot.
don't skip him.
For some reason I thought that PS1 one is the PC one. Oops.
Ow.
I'm trying to think. I think you might be able
You're
to
he-
skip him in super speed, though I don't remember.
Oh my lord. This Malfoy icon.
So ideally, we wait for him to just about throw, because if you throw too early, he'll just move out of the way. For the second fight, Tigo will be going up against the wall to try and... it's hard to explain. He's just gonna, like, avoid things.
Crab you.
These are some big crackers.
Yeah, so if you get hit by the big cracker, obviously that's gonna damage you. Well, if you get hit directly by any of the crackers, they do damage. You can only pick up the small ones.
I think that's what developers meant, like, for the first players, they're like, oh, the giant cracker is supposed to damage, I think, a lot. Then they goes closer to it to grab, and then kaboom, and you're dead.
Yeah, I missed the cycle.
Yeah. So, you can do a cool thing here where if you step out of the way of a cracker, throw, and then quickly collect another cracker and throw again, you can throw 2 in one kind of cycle.
But sadly, it wasn't a thing for this one.
Meanwhile, the house point
Yeah, no,
hourglasses
sadly, no.
are slowly
It's
adding up.
fine.
But we've got PS1 Hagrid coming up. I know everyone loves him, so get ready to spam your Hagrid emotes.
I am already ready to.
Ravenclaw.
Already ready sounds funny. To spam PS1
Hufflepuff.
Hagrid.
Slytherin.
No, these, yeah. The cutscene.
Gryffindor.
Yeah, I don't know who will win this.
Gryffindor. Are in the
Hopefully
lead on
Slytherin
House
wins.
Will
Hopefully
Slytherin
Ravenclaw
hold the House
wins.
Cup for a
Yeah, it's the
7th
best
consecutive
one.
year?
I don't know, never. Professor Dumbledore never rigged the house point.
No, he wouldn't rig it.
Yeah. That's a lie that he is a professional rigger.
Hello, Harry.
Now
You'll
we've
need
got
to come round
Hagrid.
me hut.
The time has come.
Okay, and
Oh
now
my lord. Everyone is spamming PS1 Hagrid. Our Lord and Savior. Yes.
Harry Potter,
So now
right.
we are
Watch
going
one
to learn
completed.
Incendio,
That's the Get
which
ready.
burns plants, which is the only use for this spell. Again, we can have phantom inputs in this
That was
spell
good.
learning challenge.
Excellent.
Please no fake inputs.
Perfect.
We might get a fake input into the next one. It's always at the start of the spell.
Ooh.
That was good.
I mean, it's at least it's not like an HP2
Excellent.
when it's always it's fake inputs
Perfect.
randomly rather.
Yeah. No, that's horrible.
Well done. Now,
Yeah, so please give me 10 million fake inputs at the start. I'd rather take them than a random fake input.
let's try. Use your hit the correct. Incendio!
So, another cool thing with Incendio is that when we do the Incendio spell, we can put 2 inputs into one circle if we're really quick. Like, Tigo was just there. So you kind of have to memorize it. I have them written down, but you just do them really quick. You can only do 2 in one, though. You can't do 3.
okay, and the fire seed skip is coming up.
Yeah, Fire Seed Skip is one of the most difficultest tricks in the game. So I'm gonna be really quiet and then I'll explain it afterwards.
There you are, Harry. The plant means some very...
Endo!
No first try.
Oh, damn.
Endo!
Yeah, I did it.
Nice. So, you're probably wondering what that was if you've never seen it before.
Yeah, fire seed skip is very difficult. That's right.
Yeah, at first, if you was to attempt it, it took me a while to get that trick.
This is the
So,
entrance to the Quidditch
we
pitch.
cannot jump.
But first she's like us, I'm allowed
Harry
to
only
play.
auto jumps when you
I
are
really meant
coming
here
close
comes
to an edge. So we
Oh,
have
please,
to walk into the
please,
bush.
Please help. Come on.
And then just as about when Harry jumps, he kind of bows his head, and we do something called pause buffering, which brings up the pause menu, and we then do single inputs, because this is a very precise trick. So we then climb up a tree, and then we do like single inputs, like down, left, down, and then that makes them jump to the other tree. And there's like only the tiniest little amount of pixels that we can stand on, and we need to get over that gate. That gate is only solid on one side, Sadly, it's the side we need to get through. If we was to walk back, we wouldn't be able to walk back through the game. So it skips us getting the fire seeds, which is like, if you've ever done the game, we have to cross lava and nearly kill ourselves just for Hagrid. So it saves a lot more time, but don't worry, you'll get to see it again as well in the future. So we just beat up Malfoy just there to get Neville's I can't say that word.
I remember. Mr. Although, ordinary. Hurry along.
And now Professor McGonagall was like, wow, you're so good. You're gonna play Quidditch now, even though you did something wrong. So if you like Quidditch, you're in for a treat, because we're gonna play a lot of Quidditch right now, because we've got something coming up called Quidditch abuse.
Welcome. The Quidditch. Watch out. Gryffindors. Remember. Here comes
So
Potter!
we will play this game, then 2 more games of Quidditch. After this first game is intended, it's like part of the story of the game. After this game, we will then go to a save book, save the game, then quit out. And then because we've played one single game of Quidditch, we can then play the mini-game Quidditch. We then play 2 games of Quidditch, which then, after we finish the second game, the game thinks that we've played a game later on in the game, which then goes, oh, you must have done like 2 spells, so we're gonna put you where you come out of school and you're gonna go straight into Gringotts, which is not intended, because that's not what's meant to happen. Oh, and that is true. I'm reading chat as well. Apparently, I don't know how true this is, but I heard it in when ESA had Harry Potter 1. The person who found Quidditch abuse, they posted their speed run on YouTube, and apparently a child said, "Oh, I skipped playing the half of the game because I was too scared to go and see the trolls, and then I magically appeared in Gringotts." And this person tried to replicate it or something like that, couldn't figure it out, and then another year later another person said, "Oh, I managed to skip half of the game because I was also scared of the trolls." So then someone just figured it out that you had to play loads of Quidditch and then magically walk to later on in the game.
Well, remember, is that a light? I'll just as soon
Hey, the map shows it. I wonder if it. The map says. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the game is broken. So right now we are going to the save book. Quit out, and now we're going to play just Quidditch.
Yeah, Hufflepuff again.
Welcome. The Quidditch. Watch out. Remember.
Cool, so now we've got 2 matches. And yeah.
A glint of gold.
So I'm just gonna say it. Harry Potter 1 is better than Harry Potter 2, in my opinion, and also I think that's just a fact.
The crowd is on its feet.
The Quidditch is a lot better in Harry Potter 1. There isn't really Quidditch in Harry Potter 2. well, the flight levels you do in the game in the story mode. When you get into Harry Potter 2, they have just made it worse. If you go too fast, the snitch glitches out of the map, and then you can't finish the game. Also, another thing I do not like about Harry Potter 2 is how you catch the snitch. It comes up with a hand, and you're meant to like move this hand over the snitch, and it's just a terrible design. I think they just should have kept it the way it was, but they wanted to change it up a little bit, so you can't blame them for changing it up, but I think it was for the worse.
Wonderful! Look at Potter go!
So we can do another thing in Quidditch, which is quick grab of the snitch on like a perfect frame. You can get it first try.
Potter's going for it!
Let's see if we can get that.
Perfect catch! Potter brings it home for Gryffindor!
Yeah, no. It's always worth just spamming X at the start, just in case you get it first try. Antigo, don't forget to remove your memory card. So, when we do these 2 Quidditch matches, we have to remove our memory card, because if we save the game, then the game knows that we're only playing Quidditch in the minigame section and not in the actual game.
A glint of gold! Is that the snitch? Potter's seen the snitch! Yeah! The crowd is on its feet! Come on, Harry Potter!
Yeah, that is. I am a big sucker for skyboxes, and during every match it does change. The match with Slytherin, it's raining, and then there's like a rain. Oh no, sorry, wrong match. This is the one with the rainbow in it. But I believe in Slytherin it is raining.
Here comes the Ravenclaw Seeker!
Right, I'm gonna double check that actually. I don't want to be wrong for you guys, so I'm just gonna double check and see if I am right.
He's getting closer! Potter's under fire from the Bludgers! This is amazing! Amazing skill!
I need to know this. I need to know the facts.
Harry Potter closes in on the snitch! Oh, that was close! Ooh! This is amazing!
Oh no, my bad. The end match you do has a really nice sunset, like really nice, very pretty sunset, with like grey clouds and stuff, really pretty.
Caught it! Maximum points for Gryffindor!
So now we've finished both of our matches. We are now going to Gringotts, which is something that we shouldn't have unlocked this early. Hagrid is just going to be standing, looking at the door where we're meant to come out of, but because we're coming out of a different door, he's got a weird placement, so just have a look at this. He's just waiting for us. He's like, where's Harry? Oh, there he is.
Alright, and now Diagon Alley.
So, with PS1 classic games, they all like to have ice physics, so when you walk on it, you get slippery. And there's no ice in this game, so instead of ice, they just made a really, really clean floor. So you have to run around this clean floor collecting paperwork so you can collect your money. It's very dangerous if anyone cleaned the floor this much. So we can also avoid talking to the goblin if we just hug the wall.
If you wish to visit, move swiftly.
There we go. So, I always like to imagine the Tokyo Drift song in my head when I play this part of the game. And we have to do that 3 times. We have to collect, wait, let me think. Sickles,
Good afternoon.
Knuts,
Swing the by
and
the cross
galleons.
button. Be careful, Mr. There are bonus. Collect as many can.
So, one thing about this little minigame is that it's actually got really good physics. So if you start swinging, it will carry the momentum, which is very surprising for a PS1 game. They had this, I have some inside lore about this part of the game, the reason why Argonauts included this. They went onto the set of Harry Potter and they saw this part. This was the only part they actually saw from the movie. And apparently the movie was going to have more of Harry and Hagrid riding this thing, but in the movie you only see it for 2 seconds. They decided to cut all of it out. Warner Brothers were like, well, you need to cut this out because you've got too much of it. And this was the first thing they kind of made for the game because they were really excited about it. And they fought Warner Brothers for this because they were like, well, we put so much effort into this and this was the only thing we saw. We're keeping it in and we're gonna do it 3 times. So they decided to keep it in. There's also some other things that they wanted to keep in. There's a cat you will meet later on in the game if you was to do 100%. And they wanted to give the cat like a 1 in 100 chance that if you walk in on it, it will pee on the floor. But Warner Brothers didn't like that, so they had to get rid of that. But it would be pretty cool if someone found it if they kept it in, maybe like a 1 in 1,000 chance.
If you wished.
So again, we have to break our necks to collect paperwork. It's just like a series of they've just scattered them in different directions. Make a mod.
I wonder if you got a bonus.
Yo,
check.
if anyone
Careful,
here
Mr.
can make
Remember,
mods in
swing,
PS1
gobble up.
games, please can you add the cat peeing? So, another thing to talk about this is if you are doing 100%, this is probably the most challenging part of the game. When we collect the coins, gems will then spawn after. You will see in the top, is it top left? Top left corner, as you can see there, it has a coin and then gems. If we collect all the gems, it will then spawn, if we collect all the coins, it will then spawn all the gems. We need all of the gems for it to count as 100%. And some of these spins are extremely tricky because you get to, like, you speed up quite a lot in some of these parts, and there are a lot of tight corners that you can't see around. If you're a hardcore gamer, I would definitely recommend speeding 100%. If you're not, don't just don't. If you want to get into speedrunning this game, I would suggest no major skips, and then once you get pretty good at that, then any percent. If I'm honest, once you get good at fire seed skip, then there's just do any percent. I always like it because if you do a little jump, Harry kind of goes wee, and it's kind of cute.
Excellent. If you wish.
And now we are on to galleons. Galleons are gold, if you didn't know.
Ah, the other goblins steering the cross button. Be careful, miss. They're a bonus.
I'd say that Sickles is probably the hardest one. During any percent, none of them are hard. It's very easy. Also, Tigo is upside down now. It's actually easier to do that because if you're in the stationary position, you have to like swing left and then swing right. It's just easier to turn upside down here. I may as well. I have nothing else to say. Harry Potter was probably one of the first games I had on PlayStation. PlayStation was the first ever consoles I had as a kid. And I struggled with this game because I was probably like 4 or 5. So I was not a gamer at that point. And I got up to Gringotts. And I couldn't collect the coins. I wasn't going for 100%, I was just trying to collect the coins. And my dad, luckily, he was like, hey, I will do this for you. And it took him a good few tries, and then he said, okay, because it was getting late. I said, he was like, you better go to bed because you have to go to school tomorrow. I was like, okay. And when I woke up for school the next day, he was still playing the game. And he's like, he said to me, I've been doing this all night and I've managed to just get it done as you've woken up for school. And now, when I used to speedrun this game, he would always look at it and go, I spent a whole night doing this and you've managed to do this in like a few seconds. The first try you've done it. It would be cool. I should get him to play it again just to see if he could do it.
Okay, we have some donations. $4.49 from Unplayable. This money goes towards his leaky cold wheel. And of course the insensitive ball. I think it's for Quidditch World Cup.
Very well done, Mr. Pot. You can return.
So yeah, thanks Unplayable for the donation. Again, we're gathering money for the project called Trevor Project, leading suicide prevention for members of LGBT community from young people. A really good, a really good project. So it's good. The people support it.
Thank you, Unplayable. We are now coming up to 3 mini games. We have to collect things. I can't tell you what things. The 2 of them are RNG, so we have to collect 3 of these frogs. We have to look for the moving box. So we didn't get God RNG right here, but God RNG would be getting 3 on the bottom. Once there is 1 on the top, the next one will always be on the bottom. So that's one rule about this RNG.
Yeah, RNG was not good.
Yeah, we got bad RNG for that. Okay, the next game we're doing is the Peacock, which I believe was coded as like we was meant to stand on a phoenix, but it's actually a peacock for some reason. We need to stand on top of the peacock to get the feathers. We need to get 3 feathers, but the peacock moves in random directions. I can't actually remember the mini games, if I'm honest. Possibly. I bet you this took ages to do. He probably did it for me as well.
Okay, we're actually having another donation from Towel, $20. So, and of course, trans rights are human rights. So true, Towel. Very cool.
Tower, thank you.
What a nice person.
Yeah, Peacock is horrible.
Yeah. So with the peacock, you're meant to have a little bit of waiting time before, like, you collect the feather, wait a tiny bit, and then go stand on it again. It's quite high animal abuse. This is the easiest mini game. We just have to feed peanuts to an owl. There is a chance that another owl will eat the peanut, but if you're a pro gamer like Tigo, that won't happen. Also, fun fact, one of these owls, and all those owls in the background are 2D, but there is one 3D owl on the left there, and you can feed him.
Wingardium Leviosa. Wingardium Leviosa. Wingardium Leviosa.
Nice one, we cleared it, we got them all. You can actually crash the game by levitating that feather. If you drop it in the area where the owl is, it will soft lock. So if you let go of the feather too early,
Well done.
I'm sorry, but you've soft locked.
Home again at last. Now we'll give the dragon tonic to Norbert.
Okay, a small thing to say that I forgot. We're having a poll right now for Hogwarts House for Quidditch World Cup upcoming run fairly soon. So far, Ravenclaw wins with Gryffindor being the second, Hufflepuff third, and Slytherin the last one. Unbelievable, Slytherin last.
Eventually, after much coaxing,
That's a shame.
Hagrid agreed.
Shame,
That
honestly.
night, Harry carried Norbert up
So yeah,
to
if
the
you want
tallest
to
tower. Ron
pick a
brother
house
Charlie
for upcoming
had arranged to collect the
Quidditch
dragon
World
from the
Cup,
tower and return him to
and of
Romania.
course support the
Once Norbert had been freed,
team of
however,
Trevor Project,
Malfoy
don't
sprang
forget
his
to
trap.
donate.
Harry was
Exclamation
caught by Professor
mark.
McGonagall.
Explanation
To
mark
his
donate will
detention,
help you out
Harry
with
was
this.
to make his way into the Forbidden Forest and search for a wounded unicorn.
Okay, and now Forbidden Forest. I try to jump over from the left side of the bridge again.
Be
Okay.
careful. I better not, if I'm not.
So in Forbidden Forest, we do a lot of Incendio spells, which gets rid of all the bramble and spiky things. So there's going to be a lot of quick inputs. We are also going to go for bridge skip, like Tigo just said. There are 2 ways of bridge skip. You've got the right way, which is climbing up into a tree, or you've got the left way where you just jump. Both are hard. Both only save a few seconds. Normally what happens is you have to watch a cutscene of the brambles being burned. But we're just going to be quiet here and see if we get it.
Yeah, I did it. First try.
Yo, let's go! Nice. With these fire crabs, we need to get hit first for them to start firing fire out of their asses. They then destroy the hull, which makes it nice.
I doubt. Don't get lost.
I'm sorry, but they don't look like fire crabs, do they? They don't look like crabs. They look like tortoises. We're now going to do this clip, which is actually a really easy clip. We just walk into a wall, and to skip an incendio spell and then a cutscene of, again, bramble burning. We just walk and it shoots us out of the wall because the game doesn't want us to be in the wall.
I see there's some.
So that will be coming out just now. And guys, I watched the Harry Potter movie a couple of days ago, and I know that in this book cutscene, Forenzio doesn't have nipples, and that's because of an age rating thing. I watched the movie to see if he had any nipples. Guess what? He doesn't even have nipples in the movie. They've, like, pasted over it or something.
Harry was rescued in the nick of time by the centaur Firenze and rode on his back to safety.
Look, no
Firenze
nipples.
explained the unicorn blood
Fun fact.
had the power to keep someone alive who was an inch from death. Harry realized that the hooded figure he'd seen in the clearing was none other than he who must not be named, Lord Voldemort.
Oh, that was a close shave, Harry. And if it was, I've got.
Now we're going to have to learn how to play the flute. So, Hagrid gives us a flute, and if I'm honest, we just hold the controller in a funny way, and we just press the buttons as fast as we can.
Out like a lot, but you'd best be.
Alright, and now Fire Seed skip again.
Yep, so,
I've been doing some reading
Fire
about
Seed
Nicholas
skip
Flamel, the
2,
wizard that
we're going to
Hagrid
do it
mentioned.
again.
He's the
I
creator of
think
the
it's
sorcerer-
slightly harder,
supposedly,
can't
if
tell
it's
you
him,
why.
we have to
Everyone
Ron
just
and I will
agrees
meet.
it is.
Come on, Ron,
It might
I
not
suppose.
actually be, but us speedrunners think it's slightly different. It's a little bit harder, but we don't know why.
Endo!
No?
Oh.
Endo!
Okay, now I did it.
Nice. GG. Yeah, so again, we do the pause buffering where we enter one input at a time for it to be perfect. we might be doing some pause buffering in the late game as well when we come up to Cloudy, unless you just YOLO it. There's 2 ways in the late game, but that might be the last time we see pause buffering. We're coming up to Sloth Brain, which some people struggle with quite a lot. With this trick, we just need to position the camera in a very precise way. And this allows us to clip above the hedges instead of like running all the way around. So we have to pull a lever and then walk all the way around instead. This saves a lot more time. We just collect the brain and then jump back over the ledge, the hedge.
Great.
The race for the house
The reason why we need the sloth brain is because Professor Snape is standing at a door and he's blocking us to going to the next part of the game, to opening the upper floorway to get to the end. So the only reason why we need it is to get to Four Eyes, which unlocks the next cutscene of Hermione opening the door upstairs.
The race for the house cup is
So
heating
right
up.
now, the game thinks that we know everything. We've gone to all of our lessons, we know all the spells, so it's given us all the spells. And again, here we have to avoid Ron.
Let's go and give
We just have to run faster than him, which is very easy to do.
Ah, so where?
Fun fact with Snape, in super speed, you can actually skip him. That's the only time you can actually skip him. So we are now going into Four Eyes, where we meet Peeves for the first time. We have to destroy all the eyes, 4 of them, if you didn't know. And then that will unlock a door, and then we can see Hermione opening a door.
And now 4 eyes, green, red, yellow, blue.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, I'm playing young Potter. Everyone says if you look at it, the best thing that
In Four Eyes, we can be very risky and go for some risky jumps. We can skip a couple of cauldrons and stuff like that. Sometimes, though, it's the curse of not having a jump button. Sometimes Harry doesn't want to jump. We are also wanting to take some damage here as well, because we are going to do a death abuse after we have collected all the eyes. So the lower the health, the quicker we die. The reason why we do this death abuse is because it spawns us right at the door we need to exit from.
RNG is not good.
we're now coming up to a thing where we can merge cutscene skip. I don't know if there is an actual word for this. Tigo will walk into the eye room. He will hit the eye, and fast he'll just leave the room, and it will do this thing where it's putting a cutscene on top of a cutscene. It makes it like all blurry as well, and then once the cutscene finishes, it becomes clearer again. We might see a cool jump here where we skip past the night. No, okay, cool. We're playing it safe, good. And this is where we do the death abuse. So we're gonna hit the eye, and then we're just gonna walk into the pit and keep doing that until we die. If you play this game on emulator, you can do a cool thing where you walk out and you don't have to watch that cutscene. Cool, and now that we've done our death abuse, it spawns us at that door we've just unlocked. And we skip talking to Headless Nick as well. Sorry, nearly Headless Nick. And now we've got that cutscene of Hermione opening the door that we need to get through. So if we could just make her open the door earlier, we wouldn't have to do that. But us finishing Four Eyes triggers that to happen. So, because we know all of the spells, we can just use a spell we've never learned on this table here. We will then be going into Mrs. Norris, and we're going to be trying and avoiding them.
Well now, students aren't allowed in here, are they? There are things... No indeed.
No, indeed.
Dumbledore has ordered that no... And don't come... Now be off with...
So, in the first room we enter, we can do a cool little glitch where we don't actually have to get the key. I don't actually know why this works, it just does work.
I don't know too.
That's kind of similar to the one with Madam Hooch with the rings and stuff like that. That works only for another door, but that's only in
I see.
no
But we
major
haven't-
skips
there
or
is something
100%.
we can't let... No indeed. See that you do, Mr. Filch. I have something special planned for anyone who...
So if I'm honest, Filch isn't the one we should look out for. Mrs. Norris is the one we should look out for. She's the one who will catch you out. For this, we have to wait for Mrs. Norris to walk all the way to the end of that beam. Once she turns around, then we can jump. We don't actually need the invisible cloak here. because we're just gonna kind of wrap around Filch and he won't see us. So it's all good. We're just after the key. In this next room, I have had so many inputs where Harry just doesn't want to grab this ledge. You have to aim it like dead in the center. If you aim it a little bit to the left, he just will not grab. You have to be quite quick with this one because the cloak runs out a lot quicker than it kind of should. And in this next one, we kind of stand there for 2 seconds. Oh, not even we stand there for less than 1 second and then we move. We don't need the cloak. Oh no, we do. Sorry, my bad. We do need the cloak. We can get this bookshelf with a grab. Okay. You can get that with a grab and it's so cool when you do. It saves like barely a second, but it's really cool.
Meanwhile, the house point
and now we have the longest cutscene in the game. So if you need to pee, go pee.
Hufflepuff. Slytherin. Gryffindor. Slytherin are in the lead on house points. The race for the House Cup is heating up.
So, we're now entering Fluffy, and we have to play the flute for Fluffy because Hagrid gave us a flute. We can do a thing where we have to bait the dog first to go for us, and then we start playing the flute. We will then have to stand on its paw, and we can get one of the heads, and then get the other head quicker. Oh. There is no game that Ravenclaw wins, because no one likes them.
I know what this. Oh, I'm so glad.
We now have to spam talking to Ron and Hermione, but we leave Hermione talking for a second, because if we don't, it kind of like pauses the game for a second. These tentacles will, or what would you call them? These green long things are in a certain pattern. They are always in this pattern. And we can do a thing here. If we stand in a certain place before the cutscene ends, we can make Hermione push us in. We also stun lock this main guy by raising our Flipendo halfway. It also gets super laggy there, that's why we kind of don't go for the Incendio fast spell.
Time to put your good luck, Harry.
So, if you enjoyed Quidditch, we've kind of got Quidditch again, but instead we need to find this key. There's a cool thing you can do in this game where you can kind of get the keys to bunch up and kind of get caught on each other. So they kind of move one with each other. Yeah, that is true. You can soft lock in here if you super speed. But if I'm honest, if you super speed anyway, you can soft lock in a lot of places. Perfect key grab there. And now we're going to be moving on to Wizard's Chess, which is extremely hard. If you're a grandmaster at chess, I think this would be too difficult for you. For us simple-minded people who love chess, it's perfect. You basically have to ignore the rules of chess to beat it.
It's up to you. Oh, Ron, Harry, you'll have to.
So as you know, black takes black, white takes white. All pieces move one place. So this is the real chess. If you've been playing this other game where, you know, other pieces have certain moves and white takes black and black takes white, that's the wrong chess you're playing. So we actually have 3 games of chess. This one is the first one. The only difference is that the fire color changes, and there's a slight different color hue on the board. We also always do this set pattern in each game, so it's never RNG. We always do the exact same pattern because this is the fastest pattern to do. Cool, and this is our last game. So it's diagonal left on white, straight to the edge of the board. I don't know the chess numbers. And then we go down. Another fun fact about super speed, I'm just gonna plug super speed because I think it's quite fun. You can just run past all of these. Harry becomes Sonic the Hedgehog and he just zooms past all the chess. And then Ron is gone. I just realized they don't explain why Ron is not there anymore. We now, Hermione, shouts loudly,
no,
while
it's not-
saying,
hang on.
"Hey, be quiet, there's a troll here."
Charm all of these.
and we're coming up to my favorite skip, called chair skip. It's not hard at all. I like to say it's hard to make people seem more impressed with me. It probably saves like a second, maybe even less, but it's really cool. All we have to do is move a chair closer to us, wait for the troll to come, we then levitate the chair, and as soon as the troll is about to fall in the hole, we let go of the chair, so it wakes up the troll whilst he's in the hole, so then it layers two cutscenes on top of each other. Guys, get ready to say Pog, because this is the best trick in the game.
Alahimura. That was a cut.
Oh, that was so good. Pog. Okay, now we have the best RNG of the game. So chat, pick left, right, or center. This is RNG based. It is. If you picked center, congratulations, you win. So, we get to my favorite sound effect in this game, which is crunchy, Harry. I'm gonna be quiet here. And that was amazing. That's the only time we get to see crunchy, Harry. But don't worry, if you like crunchiness, Harry Potter 2 has loads of crunchy sounds. We are now going for cloudy skip. Okay, so there's two ways of doing
second
this
try.
trick. Second try, let's go. So, yes, there's two ways of doing that. You got cloudy skip, which is you do some pause buffers and you kind of line yourself up perfectly. And then you've got YOLO, which is where you just go for it. That ledge grab is only like a couple of pixels long, where Harry can actually get a ledge grab. And now that we've done that, we've skipped the fight with the knights, it kind of messes up the sound. So the music will be playing over the top and we don't hear Voldemort. We're now going to do a skip here. I'm going to be quiet. Okay, the reason why I was quiet there is because you need a sound cue. If we stand just close to the mirror there, we get kind of protected there because his spell doesn't hit us for some reason. It's like the safe space. If we don't look at Voldemort, it spawns in the pillar all the time, so the pillar is always there, and we have to hit him 6 times. How we know we have hit him is he will make a grunt noise, and that means, yeah, it means we've hit him and we've lowered it down. We don't have to do the long way of killing him. If we go above 6, it soft locks the game and it makes him powerful, and he cannot take damage. So if you go above 6, you're screwed. Right now we're just powering up the mirror, so when we power up the mirror, we then do a full charge, and we then get a full hit on him. And we're coming up to the end of this game. So, guys, if you could spam just a square for power, please, because we're gonna need all the power we can get. And we can get a cool thing. Oh, sorry, it's square for energy, my bad. Hopefully he grunts at the end.
Alright, I switched the disc.
We are now moving on to the second game. So GG. That was like a 114.58.
Uh, 140.54.
54. Cool. So now we're moving on to Harry Potter 2, which is made by the same people, Argonauts, and they used quite a lot of the same maps. It is slightly different layout to HP1. We get to explore the castle a lot more as well, which is also a very nice thing. And we get to visit Ron's house. We only see his base, his attic though. We don't see the rest of his house. We see the outside and the attic.
Harry Potter's first year at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry was very eventful indeed. Along with his friends Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger, Harry had managed to defeat Lord Voldemort, the greatest dark sorcerer of all time. But now Harry was back at number 4 Privet Drive. He was often locked in his room.
Yeah,
and
we
even
get
though
to
he
see
was a
washing
wizard,
machines
he
too. They're
couldn't
quite cool.
escape because he wasn't allowed to use magic. Then, one evening towards the end of the summer holidays, a house
Which is
elf
the better
named
PS1
Dobby
game,
appeared.
HP1. In my
Dobby
opinion,
warned
it's
Harry
HP1.
not to return to Hogwarts.
Harry Potter
Hugo,
must
what's
not
your
go back to
favorite
Hogwarts.
Harry Potter,
If
1 or
Harry
2?
Potter goes back, he will be in mortal danger.
I think 1 and 2.
There is a plot, Harry Potter. A
You like
plot
both
to
of them?
make
Okay.
most terrible things happen.
Dobby disappeared, and shortly after, Ron Weasley and his brothers Fred and George arrived in a flying Ford Anglia to rescue Harry from his prison.
Speedrun on casual.
Harry
I'm
told them all
gonna
about
say
Dobby's
1
warning.
is both for is good for
Very
both.
fishy. I reckon old Dobby was sent as someone's idea of a joke. Can you think of anyone at school with a grudge against you?
Draco Malfoy.
Eventually, they landed at Ron's
Actually, you
house,
know what?
the
2 is
barn.
okay for casual. For speedrunning wise, I would say one
Ron's
one
mother,
is
Molly
is a
Weasley,
nicer
marched
game
across
to
the
play.
yard and came to a halt in front of them. She didn't look pleased.
Bed's empty, no note, car gone. Out of my mind with worry.
The
It
main
seemed
reason
to go
why,
on for
in
hours,
my
and Mrs.
personal
Weasley
opinion,
had
I don't like
shouted
2 is
herself
because it
hoarse
breaks
before
a
she
lot.
turned to Harry.
There's a
Very
lot of
pleased to
times
see
you can
you,
break the
Harry
game
dear.
without even like
Ronald Weasley.
trying.
I thought I
It's
asked
very
you to
easy
stop
to
that
to
fool
break
from
this
making
game.
such a racket. He's
And then
still dropping
also
pipes over
the
attic
stealth
floor.
section
It's
in this
driving
game
me
is
mad.
not the best.
Come on, Harry.
Especially when you
And
have to
they
hide
did.
from trolls. They can just magically see behind walls, which is not great for speedrunning.
The Burrow is cool.
The burrow is cool. So here we're just gonna stand still and we're gonna hit those crates from a distance.
Hello, Harry.
We're just gonna snipe them like
Thanks,
it's
Harry.
Call of Duty.
Come on, Harry. I see Dad saying you. That's it, Harry. Now the Ronald. Oh dear. Watch me.
Nice. And the reason why we look up is for lag reduction.
Okay.
So now we enter our first mini game, which is we go up to Ron's attic and we stop the I don't know what it is, the thing from throwing pipes and
Right.
making Mrs.
Use your
Weasley angry
direction.
because it's
Right.
too loud. It's a lot of pipes we have to collect. 60 is a big number, if you didn't know. Thank you, cool. Also, another fun thing about this minigame, if you let go of the directional button, it will just automatically put the crate into the middle.
Nice work. Ah, that's much quieter. Now I need you boys to denome the garden for me. Go find Mr. Weasley. He's by the shed messing about with non-magical junk. Right.
So as you heard Mrs. Weasley say, we are now going to go to Mr. Weasley, and we're gonna help him with his junk. He wants us to, levitate his junk and then throw it on the floor. And, when we do this, we get a pair of gloves to throw... no, throw gnomes. Gnomes, I think it's gnomes. Yeah, it's gnome throwing.
Hey, look! Ginny's over by the Puffs game patch. Why don't you go and chat to
I
her?
don't know why we need
She's
gloves,
been a bit
but
shy lately.
I guess the game just wants us to get the gloves for, you know, a mini-game reason. Sadly, we don't actually get to spend any time with the puff skins. I quite like the puff skins because they make a cute noise when they like bounce all over the place. In 100% in both games, you have to feed them. But in any percent, we don't have to feed them at all.
Use your Wingardium Leviosa spell to charm and move the junk. Holding the X button levitates. Could you charm?
Wingardium Leviosa!
That's right.
So here we are levitating his junk and then dropping it.
That's right.
We can also do a cool thing when we come up to gates into different areas. We can kind of skip cutscenes. You have to be fast and it is kind of RNG. We can skip also lock cutscenes as well.
Thanks for helping Dad out, Harry. The sooner we do... Time to put this... Mum wants us to fling a nut. Once you read...
Right. Now we have to denome the place. If we was playing 100%, this would be the hard part of the game. You have to get a certain amount of points if you are in 100% to get the, I believe, wizard card. However, this is any percent, so it's faster to just give up. So we're not gonna even throw a gnome because collecting points costs us frames. So we're just gonna, like, do a really rubbish throw and just, like, just give up. That's what we're doing. We're giving up.
Try again. Try again.
But I like some of the comments that Ron says, like, "Wow, were you even wearing your glasses?" Hagrid says some good ones as well. Like, they just diss you so much in this game when you throw rubbish. My mum can throw better than you.
Hello there.
A wizard.
Don't tell me.
Is this? Of course it's safe.
So now we're going to learn how to do a wizard duel. I'm just gonna say what you do because we skip it. So the first round is gonna be normal. We're just going to hold our flipendo. If you hold it for long enough, it does more damage. If you hold it for half, it does a small amount of damage. And if you just spam it, it barely does any damage. In the next round, when you hit objects, it gives you a power-up. This could be the projectile moving fast, it could mean 3 projectiles moving, or it could mean like a really high-powered projectile where it goes like super fast again. I think there's only 3 power-ups you can get.
Get ready! Duel!
And the duel gets underway, with Fred getting quickly into his rhythm. Great work there. Lovely work from Potter. Weasley's got his work cut out now.
Expelliarmus!
Ow!
This ow! That sounds good.
Well done. Good idea. See that TV? That will release. Oh, I nearly forgot.
Get ready! Duel!
So now all the TVs and flagpoles are like sparkly, so if they hit that, it just gives us a colored collecting thingy. So you see there that Tigo hit that flagpole, it gave him a blue thing, and it gave us a full powered thing because he hit the TV.
Great work there. Great play by Potter. He's really holding his own. Ow!
Expelliarmus!
Nice, nice damage. Kill him. Kill him!
Wow, look at...
We need to find Ginny. Oh, by the way.
So now that we've finished dueling, we are now going to explore the forest around the Weasleys' home. Where we just have to run as quick as we can. We will be coming up on some magical things like washing machines, lawnmowers as well. So here, this washing machine can hit us with clothes. We just have to avoid that. Or sometimes, if we're fast enough, we can just spam it. And then we just get on top of it to climb on top of the hedge. Yeah, the camera goes really funny in this area, if I'm honest. Yo, Flo.
Hello, Flo.
Here we just have to lift a rock and put it onto a platform. We will be coming up shortly to Wrong Walk, which is where Ginny will talk to us, and we have to shoot the puff ski in a certain way, and then collect a thing in a certain way. We then have to walk back through the way we came through, and then walk back, and somehow that just messes up the game and puts us into Hogwarts straight away. So we missed quite a lot of the, I'd say like about 20 minutes of the game by doing this. We missed going down a slide. We missed being introduced and going to the intro cutscene of Hogwarts. It puts us into Gryffindor common room by doing this. It's a very easy skip to do, but it can be messed up, so hopefully we get it.
Wingardium Leviosa!
also the bees can attack you. They are kind of on a cycle.
Wingardium Leviosa!
So we're about to enter the wrong area through this gate here.
Oh, hi, Harry. Thank goodness you kept...
So as long as we collect this item whilst facing that way and then walking through the gate, I don't know why it does this. We're still in cutscene mode, as you can see, like the cutscene, the black bars are still there, and then we just walk back in, and then we're in Hogwarts.
We made it!
We did make it, Ron. So now, we don't even need to know the password. It's a big thing where we have to find out the password for the Gryffindor common room. So after you do all that, what we're doing now is going to herbology, because Ron said to go to herbology.
We'd better get to...
And as you know, it's always a trek to go to your classroom. We will have to climb and jump on floating leaves. Imagine if this was the real world. God, there'd be so many kids who would have broken arms and broken necks and stuff like that.
It's her ball.
So this is where Harry Potter 2 differs from Harry Potter 1. As you can see, we get a lot more outside time. We get to explore the outside of the castle, even though it's not much. It's nice and green. We also have loads of secrets in the area. So some of these walls are secret walls that you can just go into. There could be a mini game in there, or there could just be a collectible in there. It's actually really fun in both games. Both games have secrets. In Harry Potter 1, most of the bookcases are a secret, and you can just go up to them, press square, and go into them, which is really cool.
Get up if you beat the...
Yep, so now we have to climb leaves. Because it's herbology, so it makes perfect sense. For spell learning in this game, it's slightly different to in HP 1. In this game, we get graded A, B, C, or D. Is there an F? No, I don't think there is an F. We need to get the minimal level. So you might see Tigos failing some of it. That's for a reason, because if we get perfect, we have to watch a bar go to 100%, and we don't want to see that. We just want the bare minimum.
Please be an A. Watch my complete E.
We just want to pass. It's like real school. We just need the pass to get out.
Keep trying. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Keep trying.
Oh dear.
Most impressive. Perfect. Perfect. Not good. Keep trying. Not good.
Yeah, so 33% is a pass.
Bravo. Perfect. Perfect. Keep trying. Oh dear. Keep trying. Keep trying. Potter, you...
Cool, so this is the bar. We just need to get a high C.
Welcome to... This is a mandrake. Its cry is very dangerous, which I need you to collect at least 3 mandrakes from this greenhouse. Of course, the
So,
more
for this
mandrakes
part
you
of the
collect,
game,
the more house
there are more than 3 mandrakes, but we only need 3 to carry on with the game.
What?
There are slugs attacking these mandrakes, and we need to hit them. The smaller ones take, I believe, 2 hits, while the bigger ones take 4.
Incendio! Incendio!
Oh. It's having trouble. So we can do a thing where we lock on to the slugs by pressing R1. That brings up like a circle around them. We're also leaving the mandrakes. We'll be coming back to them because we need to go into a different area to get the last one. It's just faster to kill all the slugs in the first place and then collect them after, instead of collecting and then go fight some more slugs and then collect again.
Wingardium Leviosa! Wingardium Leviosa!
Yeah, so we have to be sometimes careful of those slugs, they do attack you. And now that we have 3 of the slugs, we can, 3 of the mandrakes, we can now leave.
Well done, Miss. There are still 25.
You can keep trying to beat the school record for the herbology lesson race if...
So during this section here, we can actually skip some things. We can skip talking to that boy, but also we skip the voices inside our head. So we will start to hear voices inside our head, and we can skip some of those. We're now going over to Quidditch. Well, to learn Quidditch, how to fly a broom. We don't actually spend so much time learning Quidditch because we don't really play any Quidditch in this game. Also, in this game, we get the option to invert our controls during the flying sections, which is a nice touch compared to HP1.
Welcome to in a Quidditch match, which is why, first off, this broom won't steer left and right to fly between the poles and use the X button. Get set.
An also nice touch is that we get to see Colin. Colin is the boy with the camera. You kind of see him some places, and once you finish the game, you can go back to the Gryffindor common room and you can see all the pictures he's taken of you, and it's actually really nice.
That's it, Harry. That's good. Excellent. For that performance, you've earned your gold wings and 25 house points for Gryffindor. Right, Harry, I've got 2 brooms. Here's the first. Some people prefer.
So now we get to try the different brooms, so inverted or not inverted.
So, Harry, if you decide you've completed good session.
Hey, Harry, I don't know. Yeah, why not? That's true.
And
How about
always
here
the
then?
biggest
Remember
thing
how-
that caught
and
me
look,
off guard
right.
is, do you want to play again?
Get ready.
And you always say no, I do not want to play again. That's the quickest thing to say. In this bit, we let Ron hit us because it's quicker, instead of beating him. And we have to do a thing where we walk back, because when we take a large hit, we become invincible for a second. Harry starts flashing. So when we take a hit whilst he's flashing, it does no damage.
Try moving more. Footwork's really important in dueling.
Yeah, Ron pities us, so that's why he kind of stops, because he's like, oh, Harry, are you sure? Oh.
Have you heard? I wonder who it could be. It's me. Very latest
You're
model.
Hermione.
Only, at least no one. You'll pay for that, Malfoy. Ron.
Ron throws up slugs. That's disgusting.
So, we have the best sound effect in the game, and that's Ron burping and throwing up. We have to chase him, of course, down this slippery slope. I don't know why it's slippery. Maybe, who knows why it's slippery. We also have to avoid some things, like the bushes give us damage. Maybe they're very spiky. We're aiming to get to Hagrid's hut right now, because you'll see what we have to do next. Hagrid has been. He wants to see children fall, so he's been greasing up the place. So Tigo is taking some hits because later on we'll be coming up to a death abuse, but that's a little bit further ahead. He really wants kids to hurt themselves. That's why. Why have you done this? Oh, leave me alone. So yay, we've now made it to Hagrid's hut. God, Hagrid's hut is really far compared to HP1. It's very close in HP1. We now have to play the Catch the Slugs game. So, Ron will throw up slugs, and we need to tip them in there because Hagrid wants the slugs. I can't remember why he wants them. He just wants them. This is an RNG based game, so Ron can sometimes kind of like take a long time throwing up. He'll be like, ugh, and you want him to not do that.
Well done.
How are you feeling, Ron?
Ron. Oh, thanks for defending me.
Just grease the, yeah, he needs the slugs to grease up the path.
Really have.
Oh
Right now, because the game is broken, we get to listen to this cutscene for a lot longer than we need to.
Gosh, do we really have? Oh, Ron. Well, Ron.
Ron!
Thanks for the. Ron.
Do we have to?
Okay, and now Lockhart.
Yep, we're going to the fabulous Lockhart next, where we'll be learning, and he is so stylish and so perfect. We are also going to get the bare minimum and get a C to pass. We only need 33% in his class. So you'll be hearing some disappointing words from Lockhart, which is actually quite sad. So for this part, we can do a little skip by just walking on the rails.
I'm fine.
This skips the voices in our heads again. Of course, before we get to Lockhart's lesson, we need to do a time trial. And again, in the first game, we have RNG with the tables. See, as we saw there, the table was too high. We have to wait until it gets a little bit lower. So that is all RNG based, is the table height. Yeah, we are just passing our classes. We don't want to learn. We just want the bare minimum. See, we're getting quite a lot of ledge grabs there because the tables were quite high.
Quite excellent.
Yay, and now we get to learn with Lockhart. He's so stylish.
Hello, class. Today I'm... Watch Mike do this 3... Are you ready? Splendid! Very stylish!
Watch my expensive wand.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Dear, dear.
That's the... Perfection! Very stylish! Just like me. Dear, dear. Oh, dear.
Dear, dear.
One more to go. Perfection!
In this game, we don't actually get phantom inputs, which is nice. We get to hear the different voice lines, which is actually kind of fun.
You've earned the pass. If you come back...
There we go. We got the bare minimum, a high C. That's all you need to do in life, kids, is like just get that high C.
Freshly, don't worry.
Looks like look. I'll take care. When a pixie's Petrifica, you can only. Wingard. Steer the pix. Simple, isn't Professor? Okay, I'll try.
So, as we saw there, we have to put a pixie in a cage. After we do this one pixie in a cage, we will then do a death abuse.
Very
We
good.
fail the class, but I mean, we skip the class, so I think it's worth failing to skip because it's faster. Why do they sound like cats? Cause that's what pixies sound like. They sound like cats.
Well done. You obviously.
Isn't he one?
Yay, we passed our class even though we didn't do it.
This Halloween. Tomorrow it will be. Perhaps you can. I'll.
A death day party.
I've never heard of it. Sounds dead depressing to me.
The race for the house.
So,
cup
as you heard there, if you didn't, I'll explain. Nearly Headless Nick has invited us to his birthday. And of course we have to go because he's our friend. So we're going to a ghost party. And we're actually going to do a really cool trick to get to his ghost party quicker. We're going to do something called Death Day Skip, which is actually, I would say, harder than Fire Seed Skip. There are a lot more perfect inputs we need to do. We need to line up ourselves against a wall and then start doing it. When we do this, we're then going to clip on a ledge and hopefully that we get a ledge grab. And then the second part of it is a kind of just guess where to jump. So hopefully we get first try. If not, it is a really hard skip. Yeah, it is very hard. It's like I think the first part of it is like 10 or 12 inputs. And they're all pause buffers as well. So you need to like pause left, pause left, pause left, pause left. All right. I don't know off by heart. I have a book that has all the notes, but I don't have my book.
Wow, Harry Potter! I'm in Gryffindor. Everyone told. And you
10,
really
not
do have
not
that
12.
lightning. It's
10, cool. Because we skipped the start of Hogwarts, we're now getting all the cutscenes that we should have got at the start. So right there, Colin welcomed us, even though we saw him in Quidditch. We then will get a nice cutscene looking at Hogwarts because we have never been here. This is the first place we meant to enter, but we cheated. We skipped this part. You think Fire Seed's actually harder and you do it twice? Okay. I do think the second Fire Seed is harder. I don't know why, but it feels harder. I do think Death Day is harder though, because of the more inputs and then just eyeballing it and guessing to go where you're meant to go. So we're just gonna watch Death Day skip right here, so we're gonna do the inputs here. Cool, we got that ledge grab.
Yeah, I did it.
Nice! Pog! So, that second part there where Tigo was kind of using that potion to line himself up against a certain part in the wall. There's only a small amount of space where you can get a ledge grab on that second part. So yeah, GG, that was probably one of the hardest skips in this game.
Yeah, Death Day skip is not easy too.
So glad you couldn't make it, Harry. May I recommend the mouldy bread and the stinking salmon? Watch out for Peeves, Harry. Feel free.
Happy Death Day, Nick. I think Ron has a present for you.
So now, Peeves is mean, and he hits Ron. Ron's very sad, so now we have to hit Peeves back.
Peeves!
So, for this, it's kind of random. He kind of moves where he wants to move. He kind of has cycles as well, where once you get him low enough, he'll go under the table and start throwing food at you. I mean, I kind of like to go to this party. This party looks fun. I mean, the jelly looks quite nice. I don't know about the fish just laying there. That cake looked pretty good. And there's a baguette. I like baguettes. That cake actually does look really nice. They did a good job on that cake.
Peeves, give...
Poor Ron. Now the game kind of goes into these moments where you think it's crashed. It hasn't crashed, it's just going into a cutscene. It just takes a little while to go into the cutscene.
I hope my PS2 doesn't crash.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't crash.
Mrs. Norris, Filch's cat, was hanging by her tail from a torch bracket. She was as stiff as a board, her eyes wide and staring. Foot-high words had been daubed on the wall above the petrified
I have a
cat.
theory that the food
Harry
is
shuddered
already
as he
rotting.
read
I mean, they don't need to
Secrets has
eat
been
their
opened.
ghosts, so
Enemies of the air,
they just brought the food
Before
there
Harry could
for
leave,
Ron,
several
Hermione,
people
and
appeared in
Harry.
the corridor.
I feel
When
like they
Filch
wouldn't
saw
really
Mrs.
bother
Norris,
bringing
he
good
screeched
food for them.
accusingly at Harry.
You've murdered my cat. You've killed her.
And then Draco Malfoy shouted out to everyone gathered.
Enemies of the air, beware. You'll be next, mudbloods.
Professor Dumbledore calmed everyone down and sent them all to bed. Ron reckoned that he had an idea who the heir of Slytherin was, and both he and Harry went to meet Hermione in the library.
I'm sure that Draco...
I think you might...
Polly what?
Polyjuice. To make the poly...
Okay.
And I'll get the Horn of Bicorn. You two had better get to potions class. When I find a place to prepare the Polyjuice potion, I'll send Hedwig.
Polyjuice potion is a very good potion.
It is.
Silence! I suggest that... Pay attention.
So, this is literally taken from the first game. I think they've just brightened it up a little bit. We get to learn how to use a Wigging Well potion, which I think we might use later on in the game, but we don't even use in the first game. We never use one of these in the first game. It's just a way to teach you if you never played the first game, like, yo, there's health here if you ever need it, and that's it.
Now remember, class dismissed.
Hello there.
Literally copied from the first
I'll
game.
help Hagrid. I do? Like get... Oh, yeah.
Leeches.
Uh,
All right then.
okay,
Let's see if you can get it to fling them.
Okay,
try
Hagrid.
and throw.
We get to my favorite sound effect, which is the snow sound effect. There is a nice sound when you step on the snow. It makes a great crunch. High praise to the game designers, the sound designers for this. Really like this part of the game.
Don't worry, Harry.
Again, we are throwing gnomes, and for 100%, this would be really interesting and really hard. We'd actually need to hit the things. But because we're playing any percent, we just need to give up. We don't need to throw them. We have to do the bare minimum. I feel like HP2 is just doing the bare minimum in school.
Don't worry about... Don't worry about...
Hagrid is gonna say something mean now. Get ready
Don't
for
worry,
it.
Harry. That were a...
The birdcage is the hardest to hit.
Thanks for saving me.
That was weird. We didn't even see Harry get that then.
There you are. Did you manage to... I got some flaxweed, but it was...
Okay, and now Quidditch match again.
Oh, that's such a satisfying snow crunch. I love it.
And as we join slithering up...
It's down to you.
I can't what's going on? Alright,
So
then.
Quidditch
Someone's-
is not Quidditch in this game. We're just we're just trying to catch the snitch. It doesn't really feel like we're playing Quidditch. We're not even in the actual circle, the grass bit. We're just in the underneath bits, the rafters and stuff. For this mini game, if we go too fast, the snitch can go out of bounds and never return, and it would cause a soft lock. So after we finish beating Malfoy up, we're just going to be left alone with the snitch, and we have to go through the rings. But yeah, Tigo isn't going to go too fast because of this. So yeah, it's another reason why I don't like this part. And also, once we've collected all the rings, we will then see Harry's weird hand.
Potter's go... Come on, Harry! Fantastic! Look out!
Nice. Sometimes that part is really hard, and sometimes if you fail it, you have to redo going through all the hoops again.
Harry's arm was hanging at a very strange angle, but in his good hand he held the snitch.
Aha! We've won!
Lockhart told Harry to lie back as he tried to mend his arm with a charm. A strange and unpleasant sensation started at his shoulder and spread all the way down to his fingertips. His arm didn't hurt anymore, nor did it feel remotely like an arm.
Ah, yes. Well, that can sometimes happen. So, Harry, just toddle up to the hospital wing. Madame Pomfrey will be able to, tidy you up a bit.
The next moment, Dumbledore and McGonagall were backing into the room, carrying what looked like a statue. Together, they heaved it onto a bed.
It means that the Chamber of Secrets is indeed open again.
Hermione whispered to Harry that it was about time he collected together the ingredients for the polyjuice potion.
As soon as your arm is better, I think you should go to Diagon Alley.
It was half-term by the time Harry's arm was better, and following Hermione's advice, he caught the train to London. Harry met Hagrid in Diagon Alley.
So, sadly, we won't get to hear it, but when we go to Diagon Alley, Malfoy says something really mean to us, but I love it. And it's the best dialogue in both games.
The Diagon Alley part is significantly shorter.
Yes. Diagon, we don't actually get to go to Gringotts in this part. We don't have to collect money because we
Go and get
already
yours.
have
Go and
money
go.
because
We'll
we're
meet you back.
balling. So we just need to go into 2 shops instead of 3. And the RNG is a lot better. There is actually no RNG.
Harry, I found a...
Nice. Oh, I am. Mel. All right.
So I'll just repeat what Malfoy says because I love it. He goes, "Nice earmuffs, Potter. Did your mum make them for you?" "Oh no, sorry, I forgot. You don't have one." And they're really mean for putting that in, but it's great. So Malfoy came in here and destroyed this shop by letting all the pixies go. So we're just shooting them so that they go back into their cage, I believe. I like the ones with the hats.
There you...
And now we're going to go into the shop, which had the frogs, but now have the stink flies?
Welcome to...
It doesn't look...
Is this... How can I help?
Can I have some
I do indeed. They're hiding him. You need to collect.
Oh, sorry. My bad. It's just flies. So again, we have to look for the moving crate. For this, it's always going to go down and then up and then down and then up. It's not RNG based. It is RNG as soon as you enter because you might get it on the bottom floor, but after that, it's always going to go up and then down and then up and then down. Plus, you get to actually see where it's going as well.
Well done. You've...
If you've got all your...
Cool,
Well
and now
done.
we
Did you
have
manage-
done.
Yes.
She wouldn't
We've
get
finished. We
pissed
don't have to go
and
shopping
hear all the-
anymore. We just
How long
needed
until-
those 2
I'm
things.
afraid I hope you're not...
Well,
Of course it... I've got a... Come on, Ron.
this is...
Now, if you hold a directional button during the cutscene, you can actually walk out of the cutscene. I think you can do it in another place too, but that one's the main one. I remember doing it and thinking, "What? Why has this done this?" It's very easy to walk out of cutscenes in this game.
Next up is Wizard Jew Malfoy.
Another thing to note is that no one holds the door open for you. I bet you if they did hold the door for you, we would be able to save a lot more time. I find that in HP2,
yeah,
the
and
corridors are a lot
Go on,
bigger
Harry.
and long winding and stuff like that as well. So now we are going to do wizard dueling. We are going to face Malfoy, and
If it is, go on, Harry.
we will be
Better
using
watch
the
out.
power-ups because the candles will be in front of us. So we're going to try and get Malfoy to shoot the candles for us. So he's very quick, he's very sneaky as well.
Harry Potter! Get ready, duel! Come on, Harry!
Expelliarmus! If you
Cool,
try this,
way better than Malfoy. But Malfoy has to have a hissy fit, and he ends up making a big snake. This snake has great AI, like it can track onto you when it like spits at you. It's very good at hitting you. I've died here quite a lot. You can also get early hits on this snake as well. But if you like snakes, don't worry guys, because there will be another snake in later game. Cool. And the game looks like it crashes, but it's actually going into a cutscene. It is very scary when it does that.
Leave him alone, Harry shouted. At least, that was what he thought he'd shouted. When he looked up at Justin, he was met with an angry look.
What do you think you're playing at?
The snake was lying slumped on the floor, docile as a thick black garden hose. So why was Justin, and everybody else for that matter, regarding him with a look of horror?
you're a parcel mouth, Harry. Why didn't you tell us?
Harry didn't know what a parcel mouth was, so Ron told him.
You can talk to snakes, Harry.
Hermione informed Harry that being able to talk to snakes was what Salazar Slytherin was famous for, and how the whole school was now going to think that he, Harry Potter, was the heir of Slytherin, and therefore responsible for the attacks. Dumbledore wasn't in his office when Harry got there. It was a very interesting room, however, and nearby Harry spotted the sorting hat. As he approached it, the hat spoke to him.
You've been wondering
Guys,
whether
did
I
you
put
know
you in the right
that
place,
phoenixes
but I
can
stand by what I
carry
said
immensely
before.
heavy loads?
You would have done well in Slytherin.
Harry's heart plummeted. He told the hat he thought it was wrong. And then a strange gagging noise behind him.
Fox a beautiful bird.
Harry yelled in shock as the bird burst into flames, only to emerge from the fire more beautiful than it was before. Then the office door opened and Dumbledore came in.
Fawkes the Phoenix is really very handsome, isn't he, Harry?
Harry nodded, still shocked by the sight of the bird bursting into flames. Dumbledore explained how phoenixes were fascinating creatures.
They can carry immensely heavy loads, and they make highly faithful pets.
Dumbledore went on to say that he didn't believe Harry was the attacker plaguing Hogwarts, and he asked if Harry had anything that he wanted to tell him. Harry thought of the disembodied voice he'd heard, and his growing dread that he was connected to Salazar Slytherin, but in the end, he didn't want to say anything about them.
Now that everyone... You don't think... Of course! There's no way... Thank. We need to finish... Yes, I did. Okay. Now what? We each have. I'm still not.
So now
Ready?
we are
Ready?
going to turn
As I
into a
plan.
Slytherin. And to get to the Slytherin house, we have to go onto slippery floors. It must be Hagrid again, oiling up the floors, making sure we slip a little bit.
Hermione.
Well. Hermione said that. Okay. We need to. There's a Slytherin now. Quick.
So we have to follow this Slytherin, for a good few minutes, if I'm honest. It's very, everyone is fit in this place. They all have to run marathons to get to their rooms and classes. Yeah, Ron's just throwing up everywhere. Or it could be the slugs that Hagrid is using. He just uses their slime everywhere. So, it wouldn't be much of a challenge if we just had to run around this place. So they've put in these knights that swing, and then also the pathways get very narrow, which can be very scary if you have icy physics and slippery floors. And if I'm honest, when I first started running this game, it was quite hard, because it's very easy to die on these small little areas. Also, another thing to talk about, you're seeing beans a lot in this area. The beans are only used for 100%. They open up, they give you cards if you collect all of them. You trade in the beans to Fred and George for cards.
There you are. Have you two been pigging out in the Great Hall all?
How did?
People
Yay,
seem
we
to...
made it.
You must have.
You know I haven't, Goyle. How many times do I have to tell you? But I know one thing. Last time the Chamber of Secrets was opened, a mudblood died. So I bet it's only a matter of time before one of them is killed this time.
Show's gone mental. Jinx the flying.
So, it wouldn't be Harry Potter 2 without Moaning Merle. So we have a minigame with Moaning Merle. She throws stuff at toilet stuff at us. We have to hit the toilet stuff before it hits us and kills us.
Toilet is my friend.
So, to unchange, all we needed to do was get hit by some toilet roll. And now we're back to Harry Potter. We can avoid talking to Ron here, and we get to avoid that letter. We don't actually have to pick any of that up to trigger anything in the future game. We can avoid these kids talking about us by just walking behind their backs.
Guess what, Harry? I hope Matt.
Cool. We are now going back to Lockhart again, because he's going to teach us another spell. Lockhart seems to be the only teacher in this place except for herbology. He teaches us everything else. I think he's a pretty good teacher.
Are you ready?
He teaches us 3 spells in this game.
Very stylish. Just like me. Dear, dear. Oh, dear. Dear, dear. Dear,
Dear, dear. Again.
Again, we only need 33%. We only need a C to pass.
Just like me. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Very stylish, just like me.
One more to go. Perfection! Oh, dear. Dear, dear. Oh, no. Dear, dear.
Perfection.
You've earned a pot if you come back. Time to put the... Now, Harry, once cast...
So, this is Verdamilius. We can actually skip some platforming here by just running up to a different thing. We don't actually have to do all of them.
Excellent. Now, run up.
The race for the House Cup continues.
Oh boy, I wonder who's going to get the most house points.
Ravenclaw?
Dear, when was the last time you saw HP2?
A very long time ago.
Yeah, me too.
Gryffindor are in the lead on house points.
Yeah, my HP knowledge is a lot less than my HP1 knowledge. I much enjoy HP1, and I barely did any runs for HP2.
How many... Ivorine, my friendly card-carrying Cupid.
And now a Cupid.
Oh, you...
Valentine.
So we have to run backwards whilst trying not to die because we can't see what's coming ahead of us, whilst these cupids are firing at us as well. If we fall, or I think if we get hit, we have to reset at a checkpoint. Oh, and this is the last part of it. There's like 3 tiers, 3 levels to this, running away from the Cupids.
Alright, book again.
Nice book. Guys, I like to think of gives up.
Harry flicked through the blank pages of the diary. Then he pulled out a bottle of scarlet ink, dipped his quill into it, and dropped a blot onto the first page. Excited, Harry loaded up his quill and wrote, "My name is Harry Potter." Then at last, something happened. Oozing back out of the page came words Harry had never written. Harry nearly upset his ink bottle, and then more words appeared on the page.
I know all about the Chamber of Secrets. 50 years ago, the chamber was opened and a girl
Who's
was
Tom Riddle?
killed. I caught the person who opened the chamber all
I
those
have no
years
idea.
ago.
Harry paused for a second, and then wrote 2 letters. OK. The pages of the diary began to blow as though caught in a high wind, and then the diary seemed to open up, and Harry was pitched headfirst into the opening. Harry saw that he was standing in a corridor in Hogwarts dungeons. Peering through a crack made by an open door was a boy of about 16. Harry knew at once that this was Tom Riddle, the owner of the diary. Then Harry heard someone speaking in a low whisper.
Come on, gotta get you out of here. Come on now, in the box.
The voice definitely belonged to Hagrid, who, Harry now saw, was crouching down in front of a large box. Riddle suddenly stepped out from the doorway.
Evening, Rubeus. It's all over. I'm going to have to turn you in. The least Hogwarts can do is make sure the thing that killed that girl is slaughtered.
The young Hagrid rose up to his full height and roared at the top of his voice.
It wasn't him. He wouldn't. He never.
And then, from out of the box came something that made Harry let out a long, piercing scream unheard by anyone. A vast, low-slung, hairy body and a tangle of black legs, a gleam of many eyes and a pair of razor-sharp pincers. The thing scuttled away, tearing up the corridor and out of sight.
No!
The scene whirled, the darkness became complete, and Harry landed with a crash. Later, Harry met up with Ron and Hermione.
What's up?
Harry could barely get the words out of his mouth.
It was Hagrid, Ron. Hagrid opened the Chamber of Secrets 50 years ago.
Next we have to snake past Filch, Snape and
Riddle might
McGonagall.
have got the wrong person. Maybe it was
So,
some other monster that was attacked.
if you like stealthy games, then you'll love this part. It's actually kinda hard. After the teacher section, we get to a troll section, and sometimes the trolls can see through solid objects, which makes it a little bit hard. We have cycles in this game, so the teachers have a set path, and we have to try and avoid being seen by them. We also have invisibility cloaks as well, so we can use that. I'll tell you which part is the hard part. The first few parts are quite easy, you just kind of jump over the teachers. So, first one is Filch. It's kind of like the first game. These are like the hedges, just pretend the hedges are bookshelves. And it's kind of like they just use the same thing. What we need to do is we need to lift items and put them onto platforms to open up the gate.
No. Filch. That was my
no.
That was my mistake.
Well, that's okay because now the door is already open now, and we don't have to redo that. This next level is Snape. We just need to climb above him, and it makes you feel like he does catch you because he'll start going, "Who's there?" But he can't look up because he doesn't have a neck.
Wingardium Leviosa!
Who's there?
So we have Professor McGonagall now. For this one, we kind of just have to hug the wall. She can't really see. It's more of a timing thing, but hugging the walls and staying in the shadows actually help. And this next part is the hard part because we have two teachers in this room. We have Snape at the start, which we can hug the wall, and then we have Filch. They do some sneaky things where you think they're about to walk, but they do like a 360 just to make sure no one is sneaking. So we're gonna wait up on this
No, Snape.
edge right now. Oh no. Yeah, so this one is the hardest one. Tigo did a really cool thing there. If you move the camera, it despawns Snape, so he doesn't catch you. For this next bit, we have to count how many ticks it takes, and then we can start moving.
This pressure pad has a different image on it, and there are no objects to charm.
Yeah, I did it.
Good. So, I'm not too sure. I think it's 16 or 17 ticks. It gets the cycle, so it gets to the point where McGonagall is facing away.
Ron, look at all the spiders. I'm going. All right.
Okay, next, Forbidden Forest again.
Hagrid said to follow the spiders.
So this part is also cycle based, but also the trolls can be mean. I forgot about this part, sorry. So if you are terrified of spiders, I would recommend looking away. We have massive spiders coming up right now. So with these spiders, the only time you can shoot them is when they're showing their belly to you. And they do a thing as well. They speed up firing the. I don't know what they're firing. Venom, maybe. I don't think Venom is blue. But yeah, yeah. these snails can also give you damage. It's mostly the snail trail that you have to look forward to, or look out for. Here is a big boy spider. So we, again, just have to hit. It takes a little bit more hits. The bigger ones take more hits, if you didn't know. For this, we actually, you're meant to do both of them, but we found a trick that there's an invisible platform here that we can still hold on to. Nice. So with jumping onto platforms, you can do a thing where you don't have to ledge grab. You can force Harry to jump and kind of quick turn onto the ledge. This is the troll section, which is cycle focused. They can see very, very far. There is some moments here that we're going to hug the troll right here. Oh, there we go. Sorry about the delay. I'm watching it with you guys, so my commentary is a little bit slow.
Yep, we made it.
Nice. We made it without getting caught. That's really good.
Okay, and now Aragog.
I'm Hagrid.
Interrupt.
They've taken.
I win
So do.
the thing.
Okay.
Go.
So with Aragog, we actually get to do a cool thing. So we only have to destroy 3 trees. He will destroy the 4th one once we've finished destroying the 3rd one. We also only need to kill 2 of the spiders because they kind of get in our way as we are hitting the trees. So you will see Tigo going between 3 of the trees, lowering down the health. And he will not touch one of them because Aragog will sort that one out for us. So there's 2 ways of kind of hitting the trees. You can either lock on with the lock on button, or you can just try and like eyeball it and hope that it hits the tree. Oh.
No cutscene skip.
Cool.
And
So
we,
yeah,
we made it Forbidden Forest.
yep. Aragog just headbutts that last tree, which means we don't have to spend ages taking the health down.
The car screeched to a halt, and Harry dived inside.
Hurry up, Ron!
The door slammed shut.
Hate the
and
spiders
Ron
in this
didn't need to
version.
touch
I
the
don't
accelerator
actually like the
because car
spiders
was
in the
already
PC
speeding
version
away.
because it talks. The
They
spider
sped out of the
talks too
hollow,
much.
branches whipping the windows as the car wound its way cleverly through the widest gaps, following a path it obviously knew. After 10 noisy, rocky minutes, the trees thinned and the car stopped so suddenly they were nearly thrown through the windscreen. They had reached the edge of the forest. Harry and Ron arrived safely back in the Gryffindor common room.
What was the point of going in there? What have we found out? I'd like to know. That Hagrid never opened the Chamber of Secrets. He was innocent.
Harry,
I am very... Oh no, Aragog meant... Moaning, go to the... Look, he's the... Okay. Ginny will be alright, won't she, Harry? Don't worry, Ron. We'll rescue her. And then...
So, before we rescue Ginny, we don't actually care about Ginny right now. We need to go learn some more spells because we're not powerful enough. So we're going to go back to Lockhart and he's going to teach us another spell. But for some reason, Lockhart's classroom has gone on full defense. And there's like this floor thing that's happening. We're going to have to try and defeat the floor. We just need to follow a pattern. We take damage from the first one to reset the cycle. And then for this next bit, we just need to go into the class, his office, where he is trying to run away because he doesn't want to face the snake.
Oh, it's
to...
Oh, I didn't.
How?
No, I...
Where?
By the sinks.
Look! The taps are
I
turning
like
into
this
snakes.
part
Try saying something.
because
Okay, I'll try.
Ron tells Harry
Open.
to say something in Parcel Tongue, and all he says is hello, and it opens.
I'll go first.
Oh, he says open, my bad.
Well, it looks like you boys don't need me.
We'll be right...
Oh dear.
This part is actually kind of hard. If you play on a dark screen that doesn't produce enough light, this is actually nearly impossible because this whole area is very dark. The slide is very hard to control and you are on a timer as well. When you start falling, sometimes there's jumps where Harry will like jump up into the air. You don't have control of Harry in this section. Also, it kind of looks like some of it doesn't spawn in. It takes a little bit to spawn in the rest of the pathway for that, so it makes it even harder.
Oh, careful, Harry.
Lost it.
See?
I shall go back.
Oh no.
Yes, indeed. The famous Lockhart.
So we do another wizard's duel here, but Lockhart is not great. We have to avoid his green spell, Obliviate. If we stand in Obliviate, we instantly die. Sometimes we can use that to our advantage if we're low on health, because when we go into the trials, we actually need to be on full health because we take quite a lot of hits. Nice. We also just avoided a little cutscene there where Ron is like, I'm stuck, I'll go find the others.
I need a potion.
Cool. So this is the only time we actually use the Wigging Well. Depending on if the trials lay, if we take a lot of hits, we might need to use another one. We do need basically full health for this part. Yeah, for the rat part, you nearly always get hit by the rats. There's some other sections where there's fireballs. It's very rare that you don't get a hit. Just basically everything kind of hits you. We also have to find the secret wall. So this is the area where you could get good RNG or bad RNG. Those fireballs, you could get hit quite a lot in that area. For this section, we just need to kill this guy. This guy has actually been taken from the first game. We missed it when we did Cloudy Skip. Voldemort kind of like makes him come to life when we kill the 4 guys, so it's like a ripoff, but I believe the other guy has a sword instead of a ball and chain.
Oh, that was close.
Nice. So that was actually a really hard skip. If you're lucky, the only time you get to use Verdimillious is when you see a little sparkle in the air. If you stand on the platform in a certain place, that will come up and you can get that early ledge grab. There's also a thing here that if you do it correctly, you can stand on the button without killing these guys. There we go. Usually you have to kill both of those guys for that button to activate.
Wingardium Leviosa!
Now we need the correct rock.
Yep, cut and skip.
Nice. This part can be hard because these trolls can see through brick walls. So let's hope that Tigo gets this. Nice. Nice, and now we are coming up to the last section. We're coming up to the secret ending with the laser beams. So before I finish talking about the rest of the game, I just want to talk about Tigo. Tigo has done amazing with Harry Potter. He has been speedrunning for some time now. He has quite a few world records, and when he came to Harry Potter, he only spent a small amount of time, and he managed to get an amazing time in HP1 and HP2.
That's the last fight, the basilisk.
So, as you remember, the Phoenix is very loyal and can carry immensely heavy loads. So, we now, the Basilisk has been blinded, so we are now going to bait the Basilisk into biting us. That skips a little thing that the Basilisk does. It means we can hear earlier when it goes to bite us. It goes into the second part of its fight. Cool, and now it's brought us a sword. So, the Basilisk has laser beams shooting from its teeth. And this thing is actually, the green wiggly line is actually really hard to control. I believe a Taz, or the most optimal way of doing this is 5 goes of the wiggly line. If we get anything like 6, 7, 8, that's pretty good. It's really hard to control though.
Time is coming up. Are you ready?
Yep, time's coming up when we kill the Basilisk. So another thing is that when we each tooth has a certain amount of health, so if we kill one quicker, then only one laser beam will come out of the tooth. Very nice wiggle.
No, one more.
One more, okay. As I said, it is very hard to control.
And time.
GG.
Yeah, that was PS1 Duofecta Any By. A very, very good multi run.
What time did you get? A 2:53?
2:53:29.
Nice.
Yeah, that was really good. Terra, that was a nice run, GG. I was watching mostly silently as understood, and I was impressed at many certain points. And of course, Tia, that was a really good commentating. You did a really nice job. Again, don't forget to check out both commentator and runner. They're all great. They deserve some
Yeah, thanks.
some attention. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the commentating, Tia.
That's okay. Thank you guys for having us.
yeah, that's it from our side, and we're going on to the next run.
Yeah, so the next don't everyone go for now, because the next one is gonna be we are back from to Harry Potter, this time 7 part 1, PC 80% by the Diano. That's gonna be also fun to watch. So for now we are going to transition. Bye bye.
Yep.
Bye.